This is my drum sander. It's a Performax 25x2, which means there's 2 drums and they're 25 inches wide. This machine's 18 or 19 years old, and at the time it was made by Performax. It's now made by SuperMax. I've unplugged the machine, and I always change the paper on the front drum first. There's a little spring clip here, and as I pull the paper off the drum, I roll it back up. And then to get the paper started, there's another spring clamp. As you wrap the paper around the drum, you just want to make sure that the paper lines up right next to each other so it's flush and there's not a space or an overlap. And I'm keeping tight, even pressure. And now I'll do the same thing for the back drum. And the reason for 2 drums is you can run a coarser grit in the front and a finer grit on the back drum. You wouldn't want to run a very coarse, like a 60 grit and then 150 grit. There is a grit combination chart on the machine over here. Right now I'm setting the machine up to run 100 grit on the front drum and 120 on the back drum. It really doesn't take very long to change the sandpaper, and a drum sander is just a super handy tool to have in the shop. I would say that this one might be in the medium to big size. It does have a 5 horsepower motor. It has the 2 drums, and you may not need that. I like it because I like having the extra power, and I like having the 2 drums because you can use this almost as a thickness planer, really a thickness sander. But if you were to put 36 on the front and 60 on the back, you can really remove a lot of material. Let's take a quick look around the shop and I'll show you what I'm working on this week. Okay, well, it's kind of just getting into the week. Today is Tuesday, and yesterday I made a few frames. Later today I'm going to bring these frames upstairs into the art studio and put a gold leaf on the front edge. And the plan here is to finish up with this project hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow. And I'm not making a video on this project. This is for a client. But what I want to do is just get my obligations behind me, because on Thursday I'll start a small renovation project in the house. And it's mostly going to be trim work and some painting work, but it'll take maybe 2 weeks. And while I'm shooting that, I'll probably put up maybe 1 or 2 short tools and tips videos, so it doesn't get to be too boring just shooting in the house there. Over here I've got, these are Langstraw beehives, and this year I'm going to start out with something called nukes. If I didn't know what a nuke was, my friend Drew is a professional beekeeper, and so I'm going to bring these down to my friend Drew. He's going to put in a few frames, a few bees, a laying queen, and honey, and get this all set up for us. And then maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now, my son Michael and I will drive down at night and pick these hives up and then bring them back. And I say at night because I think the bees are less likely to come out of the hive at night, so we don't want to be driving down the road with bees all in the car. So anyway, that's what's going on. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.